Back out here at Anstey's, still on the Rain Advanced 1. I've had, this is day three of riding it. Here on Friday, did a few runs, maybe 6 or 7 runs, and a few sections. Yesterday I went out to Kersbrook, rode some cool trails out there. A little bit, the softer setup really felt good out there. It was nice technical turns and whatnot. I've found the rear shock, if I run it soft, the bike corners really well. Carries a little bit of speed, but not as much as I'd like. It's not super efficient when it's soft, and I hit the pedals on the ground all the time. I brought it up to 180 psi in the back, which gives me, I think it was 18 millimeters of sag, so just under 30%. It definitely feels a lot stiffer. Still super plush out of the that initial breakaway, just real soft over the bumps. Hasn't bottomed out at all. The forks, I've gone stiffer today. I rode them quite soft yesterday, and the whole bike just felt like it didn't carry speed. It was smooth and it was easy to ride, and it cornered like an absolute boss, but there's no speed carrying between all of your technical stuff, which means you don't win on the clock. So I've stiffened them up. They're at 82 psi now. They were running at 75 and then 77. Now they're at 82. They feel really good. I've dialed back the compression. I've got 3 clicks in from fully open on high speed, and I've got, it's 17 clicks out from fully closed on the low speed. So I'll work that out after what it is from fully open. And a little slower on the rebound, but not much. Feels really good. It's still quite responsive, just a little slower than I'd usually have it. Feels quite controlled. The bike's carrying more speed now. I'm getting a little bit more clearance with that higher sag. It's only a little bit, but there's a little bit more clearance for the pedals. Still don't like the long cranks, but that's a little bit of damage control, keeping that rear end higher. A little harder to change directions on with the rear end a bit higher, but I'm still carrying a lot of speed and just adapting to that. So I've done a few runs here. It's starting to rain now, so the trails will be grippy. I'm going to do a couple more runs, probably get 3 or 4 more in. I'll do a helmet cam run as well. But overall, the only things I don't like about this bike, it's a carbon frame, obviously, which I'm not used to. It feels super stiff. I'm assuming that's because of the carbon. The wheels feel pretty good. They're 30mm wide, so you've got no problems with diameter. That's excellent. Tyres feel great. It comes with a shorty, but this has got this has got high roller 2s front and back. They feel great. They're no worries at all. Climbs well, holds reasonable amount of speed, corners really well, so there's heaps of grip on the corners of these high roller 2s. They don't break as well as Minion DHFs, no way, but otherwise they're really good. The engagement in the rear hub, there's a lot of space there between engagements, and when you hit consecutive hits or a big landing, quite often the wheel's in between that engagement, and when it lands it snaps back in the cog or whatever snaps back into engagement, and it gives you heaps of feedback through the pedals, which I don't like. So that's the only gripe, is this hub is, you can replace the ratchets in there as far as I know, so it's a pretty simple improvement. You keep the same hub, and because it's a DT Swiss. Otherwise the Sram GX gear's been flawless. Haven't had the same problems that I had on the alloy model, so happy with that so far. Never missed a gear, doesn't crunch, doesn't carry on. It's super quiet, except for the engagement issue that crunches every now and then, or like slams every now and then. It's really good. Size wise, this is a medium. The alloy 2018 Rain that I rode was a large. Felt really big. I ride a 2015 medium Rain. This feels absolutely perfect for sizing. That extra length in the front is just, it's perfect. I feel like I've got heaps more room to move my body in corners, so I think that's helping with the cornering prowess. Even though it's longer than my bike, the 215 medium, it definitely corners better. It definitely corners. I can get it laid over in tight corners much better. It's, for a long bike, it acts like a short bike for sure. Brakes are fine. The dropper post is killer. Works every time. The levers, there's so little feel, like you don't have to put bugger all into that lever and it pops up. So it feels really good, better than the old reverb lever but similar to the new reverb lever, I guess. A little more streamlined. It's killer, I like it. So those last couple of runs, I found the sweet spot. Forks are killer, rear shock's killer, frame itself's perfect, the medium size, I'm 174 centimetres. Medium's perfect for me, so much room compared to the 2015 Rain in the same size. It's great. The only thing I'd do, shorter cranks, improve the ratchet system in the rear hub. That's it, and put a spacer in the fork maybe. That's it. It's perfect. When it comes to cranks, I've looked into it, and you can get the Sram GXP cranks, which are a little bit wider than the standard Sram GX cranks, and they come in 165, 170 and 175. So if you've got little legs and you want a medium, a roomy bike, which I definitely recommend, try to stay away from small because it's less stable at speed. Even if you are a small guy, I think you'll be right on a medium, or girl, of course. 165 cranks if you've got shorter legs. I run 165s on my bike. I'd put 165s on this, but if you're a little daunted by the short crank and less leverage, blah 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 with your climbs, go the 170s. Definitely don't stick with the 175. So final words, 13.8 kilos as you see it now with my pedals on it, the Nuke Proof Horizons, I think they are. Yeah, Horizons. High roller 2s, set up tubeless, 2.4s, front and back. Rental bars I've got on them now. It's excellent. It's light, it's stable, it's fast, it's stiff, and it can literally take anything. So if you like them, don't hesitate. But I would put frame tape on it. If you're going to buy something like this with a real flash paint job, definitely cover it with frame tape. Just clear 3M frame tape. It'll save it, it'll preserve it, and it'll make it look better. It'll give it a better shine.